You know, one of the true joys of test drive is being able to take a street car out onto a racetrack and not have to worry about replacing the brakes and the tyres after you've finished thrashing around. Well, on this edition of Test Drive, our guinea pig is the all-new Mercury Cougar. The track? Well, it's Road Atlanta. Cougar is suspended by compact, low-friction McPherson strut design up front and a quadrillink independent rear suspension that incorporates passive rear-wheel steering. The latter induces toe-in during hard braking or cornering, improving stability. It also minimises the potential for the rear end to break away under extreme conditions. During my time behind the wheel, the design had the desired effect, allowing the Cougar to negotiate the Road Atlanta racetrack at serious speeds without feeling at all skittish. Cougar is also a good example of walking that fine line between ride comfort and the handling requirements of a sports car. Many wonderful sports cars handle like the dickens when needed, but tend to beat the passengers up during the daily drudgery that defines the morning commute. Cougar does not. The steering gear has a very European flavour, meaning a crisp feel, good feedback and a much faster response to directional input than most North American cars. Rounding out the package are a large set of low-profile 215 50R16 tyres that supply the requisite level of grip. There you go, 112 feet from ADK and a great pedal. You'd think everything was hunky-dory, but it's not. Anti-lock brakes are an expensive option, as in about $700. I understand why they're an option on the 4-cylinder model, because that is a price-sensitive market. On the V6, it's a big mistake. And no, I don't buy Ford's rather inane excuse, they've had too many complaints. They've had too many people complaining they don't know how to use anti-lock brakes. Power comes from Ford's tried and true Duratec 2.5-litre V6. The 60-degree V features 24 valves, twin overhead camshafts, and a dual-phase intake manifold. The result is 170 horsepower at 6,250 RPM and 165 pounds-feet of torque, 90% of which is available anywhere above 2,000 RPM. As a result, the Cougar hauls rather nicely, requiring just over 8 seconds to run through the 100k mark. Matched with this engine is a slick shifting 5-speed do-it-yourselfer that is as smooth and refined as any available. You know, the interior of the Cougar has been very well thought through. You get a great view of a good set of gauges, plus the things like the power windows, locks and mirrors sit high enough up that they sit in your usual line of sight. However, what I cannot forgive is that when you have the coffee cup holder up, you cannot use the parking brake. Now, admittedly, with an automatic transmission, it doesn't make a whole pile of difference. However, with a standard transmission like this one, it sure does, because it promotes riding the clutch. And when you ride the clutch, you're going to burn it out. And guess what? When you do burn it out, it'll be on your ticket because it's not covered under warranty. The rear environment is less appealing, with both head and leg room being tight. The seat base is also shaped such that your legs are forced up at an awkward angle. Now, provided you look upon the space as being suitable for young children or a handy place to put your briefcase, these comments should not be of any great concern. Cougar merely follows the standard set for a sporty coupe. I know Ford or Mercury won't like me for saying this, but no lock-in gas cap on a $25,000 car? Naughty, naughty. You know, despite my criticisms, this 1999 Mercury Cougar is a very nice piece of machinery. It's got a great engine, at least if you go with a V6, and both transmissions offered work very well with that engine. The handling characteristics are perhaps the benchmark in this class of car, and they've achieved this without sacrificing anything in the ride department. The part that I like the best, though, is the hatchback configuration. I think it adds a great deal of versatility to a rather attractive looking car.
So here's the question, where were you 32 years ago? I know some of you weren't even a glint in your father's eye. As for me, well, I was in diapers, but found time to get Motoring TV off the ground. And today I like to think we've got one of the best automotive video libraries in the world. If you agree, please give us the thumbs up and also subscribe. We'd really appreciate it.